Carolyn Brown is a Calgarian. She's been a Calgarian since she was 3, born in Red Deer, Alberta, so she's an Albertan. Tried and true, and wears her cowboy hat from when she was young to this very day right now. So I've been in Calgary my whole life. I went into horticulture in Olds College when I was young. Enjoyed that, worked various jobs, started my own business when my children are young, and have now been I have my business, the Chinook Gardener, for 22 years. So it's been a seasonal business up to this point. So I've been doing landscape design and construction, maintenance, and we continue to do more maintenance with our moving into outdoor property services now. Palm Springs, New Year's 2019, and I don't know what happened to me. Like I'm gonna say God whacked me on the head and said, listen, I have your mission and here it is. You haven't been listening to me your whole life, you control freak. So I didn't know what was happening to me. So anyone who met me during that time, I apologize to them, because last year I was getting a lot of information about what my mission was. So at 52, I've been going through my life raising my children. I was a single mom. I call myself a single mom survivor. My mom was a single mom. I'm a single mom. We've survived each other, and my children have survived me so far. So that epiphany came, and I wasn't sure what was going on, all these ideas, what's going on, organizing things, snow removal. Why is everyone running all over the city? It was irritating, because I really like to organize things. So, like, very OCD. So I was looking at that, and then I thought, oh, I've been running my business for years, and I'm getting old and older, and my body hurts, and I don't have any money. I am like every other contractor out there who's been doing their business, doing their craft. They're a technician, and you just make your money, you make enough, and you pay your mortgage, and you go back around, and you really never save for retirement. You might have a house, you might be renting. I was lucky enough to have a home, but mortgaged. It's still quite mortgaged, but that doesn't matter, because life's going to be good for me and many other people with what I'm doing. So I started to develop. We went out to Vancouver, and we bought a whole bunch of pots like pots and containers. Just want to be clear on that. Pot wasn't quite legalized when we did that, so it was kind of a double entendre there. So we went out and bought way too many pots. I got a lease space April 1st that year, so in 2019. The day I took my keys for there, I was in the hospital. I had a blood clot in my leg. Didn't realize what was going on, so that was exciting. The pots arrived April 2nd, so we got them in, and that was a really big expense. So we started a year of kind of uncontrolled growth from me, a small business person, out of my home, seasonal, 3 22-year-old guys, landscape construction. So I'm a guy. That's what I was doing. And so maintenance, bed maintenance. We started lawn care last year, and this whole thing of property services maintenance came up. And I thought, we should add this, we should add that. And this percolation of I didn't know why I was doing this. I was just listening. I don't know how to explain it. Like now I believe, and I don't, landlord, creator, I don't know what you want to call, but I just believe, and I just let myself be led. And when I do that and I don't try to control, good things happen. So there was some uncontrolled growth, but I was thinking, okay, well, everyone needs a job. I'm from Forest Lawn, single mom, Forest Lawn. We've had our adventures there, and I was coming to the point of thinking, why am I doing this? And it was coming to me, and I really, Addie, it was Carolyn, grow your tree large, grow your branches wide, and bear lots of fruit, and employ a lot of people. That's all I can tell you. So that's what happened to me, and it was almost that language. It wasn't me. I wasn't like this 19 months ago. This is a 19-month growth spurt. What does that mean? So if I grow up outdoor property services company, then I can employ a lot of people who are exiting sex trafficking, people exiting homelessness, people new to the country, people exiting addiction, and give them a job. Give them something to work for. Give them a uniform. Give them a sense of community. They go to work, there's people there. Our company culture is about quality care for our customers. It's about caring for each other, sharing lunches, all that stuff. We do that already. giving these people a uniform and letting our customers know this is what we want to be doing. But as a customer, we have to build a strong base. So we have to build a strong base of what we're doing now. So like I say to some of my customers, sorry for some of the growing pains here. One of our customers is, she heads up Lululemon menswear in Canada, and she says, Carolyn, I understand growing pains. She says, you know, we went from, sorry Lindsay, let's say 43 stores to like 443 stores. She says, I get growing pains. So she's been with us, and a lot of clients have been with us, knowing my mission. So the mission is to employ a lot of people marginalized, and give everyone a job. On the top side of that, on the other side of that, I'm not going to say top and bottom, but on the other side of that is all of the contractors that we talked about, me included. How are we going to retire? We don't know how we're going to retire. So I'm thinking, well, for me, I'm watching Shark Tank, watched a bit of Dragon's Den, but Shark Tank, and I'm like, oh, those people have repeatable things. How am I going to do that? And I was just stuck in my narrow mind of construction. And I thought, well, I'll get maintenance teams, and we can automate with maintenance teams. And so that grew. And then a lot of my contractors are my age and older, and they're aging and hurting, and they have less education than me. And how are we going to retire? We don't have enough money, but we only do that one thing, and we don't have benefits. We don't have a pension plan. We don't have any of that. And the Canada pension plan, well, we know. So that was the other thing, is I want to keep everybody working. So how do I do that? Basically, this umbrella company was born, or Stetson Company. I want to call it Stetson Company. Just saying. So this was born to advertise. So I started to advertise and do some marketing, which was new to me. I really thank a woman from my house church who was starting with that to get me going with that. And we started to market, and then I started to add more services on, and she markets it to our customers. So I started to build a few things. We're still building. I'm starting to find my team and learn how to be a better leader. So I have a really wonderful HR lady, Susan McGuire, who's helping me with my HR coaching and figuring out a few things as we grow. And so from here, we are just continuing to add services on and grow our base. And this year with COVID, we had exponential growth. So amazing. Like, it's so different for every business in Canada, right? So, or around the world. So we did advertise. I was almost done. Like, I was done. And I emailed a friend to say, can you dissolve my company for me? And he's like, nope, sorry, I don't know anyone. Thank you very much to that person, because I had a sleep and then I woke up and I thought, I can't do this. It's harder to do that. I'm a survivor in many, many ways. So I decided to move on, and we marketed. And when COVID hit, I did my first COVID letter. So I just, I really watched all the letters that were coming, mostly from Galen Weston. He's my hero. So I really want to cross market with Galen one day, just saying. So Galen Weston, seeing that, I wrote my letter to my customers saying we're still here. Amazing thing happened. We have a 4-season pot and container business. So the spring pots were already done by our contractors, Garden Essentials. They were already done in the greenhouses. They came out in March. So when everything was down and everyone stopped and dropped and the world was dark, we had these beautiful pots, spring pots, to deliver to people's doors. So we marketed that. Well, we were delivering them, actually. So we did that. That was a ray of hope. And then we created a huge email to our customer base saying we do all these services. I wasn't supposed to do that. I get in trouble quite a bit because I have a lot of ideas, and I release them quickly to places. But that kept us going. So we're going through the season now with our main services, and building on that and giving the contractors jobs. So a lot of people who weren't marketing, they don't have any work and they're almost under. And I'm like, hey, if you're good at what you do and you fit in with what we do and you're respectful to our customers and you do a good job, we've already vetted them for our customers. And then we can offer window washing. We can offer gutter cleaning. We're going to offer hot tub maintenance and repair as of today, because my hot tub was repaired by somebody and we sat down and had a meeting right in my backyard. Quadrant basing everyone. So there's a lot to the story, but really my mission is to employ everyone. It's small business. It's everyone who needs to organizing cities, and that includes engineers. We need engineers to engineer things. We need logistics people. We need accountants. We need a hell of a lot of lawyers, I'm learning, because there's like lawyers for everything. Didn't know that. I know an IP lawyer, and so I didn't know these things. So as I'm talking to my customers, a lot of them are retiring. Some of them don't have jobs, and I'm like, so what are you doing? They're like, oh, I retire next year. What do you do? I'm a lawyer. Well, Dave, what do you think about my idea? Maybe you can help us a little bit. Sure. So that's the basis of what I'm doing right now. Well, God didn't slap them on the head. He slapped me on the head. I guess I was downloaded from birth to do this. I'm not sure. I haven't read much of the Bible. My Bible friends give me crap, but I'm a snippet person. I can only handle so much at a time. I feel it's within me. It seems very like many good ideas that many people have. I'm just one person, and maybe someone has this idea too, of course. And I'm not afraid of anyone taking it or whatever, because we're going to need everybody to make this happen, to organize cities so that we can quadrant base everyone and not have people drive all over the place. You live where you work. You get to go home earlier because you're not driving all over. Your customers are in your neighborhood. You're waving at each other. Hopefully you have good relationships, and it'll keep you having good relationships because you're going to see each other. So it's a community-based feeling. And at the same time as it's built with all these different people, I hear it's called a consortium. There's different kinds of consortium. I don't know what it was called. I just talked to a business person earlier, and so we're going from here, and I'm trying to reverse engineer to be here and run my operations today. So I'm still in the field part of the time running the crews. People come and go. We've got some really good foremen and some key people. So yeah, is it just my idea? I don't know. I just know I'm sitting here in Calgary, Alberta. We're hit by a lot of waves here, up and down. Anyone who's lived here knows, or other cities like us. And I drive by homeless people every time I go to my shop. Every time at Chinook Station. So they're my homies. And I was feeding them during COVID because no one else was. I was driving to my shop when I almost was not alive this winter, but I just kept going to my shop, and I'd see them, and I'm so used to purchasing a lot of food from Superstore. Hey, Galen. Just shamelessly plugging you, Galen. I always buy club packs, and I buy them on sale. I'm so used to thrifty shopping. I still do it now. And I would just cook up something for me, and my kids aren't here anymore. The cats, I'm not too exciting. So I was cooking up food, and I was just cooking up more. And then I would put it in different containers that I save, takeout containers. That everyone can do this, by the way. It's on my Facebook anyways. I was saying you can do this too. You can cook up something else, put it in a container, heat it up, and drop it off. How easy is that, right? Some blankets and tarps when it was going to snow, because I thought, well, you'll probably want a tarp. I was just trying to think about what it's like, right? And it's not always the same people I see. It's almost always different people I see. I don't expect to show up in Ruby. That's my truck, by the way. I don't expect to show up in Ruby and everyone's, hey, Carolyn. No, it's not about that. It was just me going by and knowing that we were on the brink of that. My mom was so strong that she worked jobs and did this and did that to keep us feeling like we had money, we had a house. So at all costs, she kept us in a house where we could have been in many different places. So it's my mission to help people find a purpose. Everybody. It's not a lowest common denominator, and it's not the top of this, and it's not self-serving, got to be the perfect this. It's like equalizing people a lot and putting some partnerships together with people of like minds to help people who don't have those same skills. Well, social enterprise is a new word for me. I went to Startup Grind last fall and learned about it. Brett Wilson was talking that night, but ahead of him, he's a wonderful guy. Ahead of him was Common Good Linens, I think it was, and I heard the social enterprise for the first time, and they were hiring people to clean carpets. Their model was exactly to go after those people who were exiting this, or someone who mental illnesses or whatever handicaps. They were doing that, and I went, cool, like that's great. So I didn't read anything. I haven't watched the news in a couple years. Sorry, I still haven't watched it. I don't really, tell me what I need to know, or I see it on the Weather Network. That's all I really do. I mean, love me or hate me, but I find I can focus on the real things instead of being fed I think, fed stuff. I'm not sure what that's all about, but yeah, so the social enterprise part was only part of this epiphany that I talked about, that I've been babbling and talking more than I've ever talked in my whole life in this last 19 months. Slowing down to talk to you today, Addie, so we can settle down with the concepts. But yeah, social enterprise, it's what I see. Like, I've been in my city. This is my city. This is Cowtown. You know, I ran for the Calgary Stampede Queen way back. But I've been to Europe and I cut my hair really short and had a tail and then a cowboy hat on. I didn't win. I didn't really fit the mold. I would now, maybe. I was ahead of my, that was 25, 30, a long time ago. And I had a bad horse. The horse was really bad that I had to ride. That was my excuse. So I've always been in Calgary, and it's been my city. When I lived in Forest Lawn, we rode our bicycles to Princess Highland. We took the bus from Forest Lawn to Bowness and back again, just because what else were we doing, right? We didn't have anything else to do. There's no video games, which are awesome, by the way. That's another time. So the social enterprise thing, it's inside of me already. I didn't even know it until it was awakened. And this awakening thing people talk about, I think I woke on 11/11/2018. Yeah, and it was through a dating site, actually, but it was just through this person, an amazing person. However that happened, I woke up and I wasn't sure what to think about it. I think if anyone's listening to this, they probably had a similar experience, or they haven't and they want to. It's really awesome. It's very confusing, but what's inside of me and what's making me do this is helping people find a purpose. I've been that guy. Like, I've been that guy from Forest Lawn. I've been that guy, we have addiction in our family, and my brother passed away 4 years ago from that. We have heart attacks and blood clots and blah, 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 all kinds of stuff. My mom has her 4 kinds of cancer, and she's like, I'm lucky. I'm like, okay, Mom. And she's being cared for out in Chestermere with a friend, and I just think there's angels around us protecting our family to do what we need to do, or maybe protecting me for what I need to do. And I'm only a cog in the wheel. I'm only one person. I don't need to finish this whole thing, but somebody needs to start it and be a little bit revolutionary, or not be too worried. 20 years ago, I wouldn't have been here. I wouldn't be sitting here in a cowboy hat. I'm a Calgarian. I'm proud to be a Calgarian. I'm a Western Canadian. I'm a Western North American. I'm a person of the world. I'll wear this cowboy hat in Timbuktu or India or wherever you want me to go. It'll be different. It's kind of hot. Just saying. I have different ones. So the social enterprise is what I'm doing, and I didn't know it. And so I feel Chinook Gardener is doing this on grassroots level right now, and we need people. I need people to help me, business people. We need investors to build this model, talk about it more. We have some people in-house that will help in the fall when we're a little bit quieter, but I do want to arrange, and anyone who's interested in a round table or a square distance table, whatever we need to do during COVID. I have a warehouse, we have a mezzanine, we have a yard outside, we can social distance and we can talk. We need more social enterprise. Now that I know what it is, I never knew what this was before. Like, this is so cool. And it's catchy, and with COVID, it even caught on quicker. Absolutely, and meeting you, Addie, I mean, I've got so much more education as to what this is about, and your passion for your work in Africa and all over the world, and what you're doing with Engineers Without Borders, and finding people like me to talk to and share our story in Calgary, to start with here. It'll move. Yeah, Calgary's pretty shiny, Calgary's pretty shiny. I'm very, very grateful to all of my customers because they keep me working. And I don't care if we have customers in Dover, we have customers in Eagle Ridge, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. Everyone gets treated the same. And as I'm growing the company, I'm having to train people to be a part of me, which is a little harder. So I thank people for their patience, but we have to get better on the growth to be the sustainable business that we want to be. So there's all different demographic in Calgary. It's about the big dollar. Of course, we want to make money. I want everyone to make money. And when I'm making these deals and these I don't know what they call, I'm just calling them soft acquisitions, positive acquisitions, talking to people like, come work with me as a contractor, or us, and we want to put you under the umbrella if you want. If not, you go build yours and we talk about how we do things. So this is small business I'm talking about, right? There's big business in Calgary, and it's been the oil, and it's been, I mean, it's just been kind of gross, actually, if I'm honest. There's so much money that was going to certain people and things, and no one else was getting it. It was just way over one side, right? We all know that. So I want to equalize things. I want to equalize it. How do we do that? Well, since COVID hit, I mean, everyone stopped and dropped, and then the whole world shut down, which is crazy. We all have a story to talk about, but it all stopped. It was why? Why did it all stop? And I think it was fear initially, and then, but a lot of people lost their businesses. A lot of people are in trouble with their businesses. I was lucky to have some things going on, but a lot of people lost their businesses. So small business, all these buildings are empty. So anyone or businesses are gone, so, and they're ready to be purchased really cheap. By who? By big business. By all those people with money who've been running, I don't want to say any giant company names, but, or I don't know much about the government. I have to learn more about that. But, you know, these people can come and take everything and gobble it all up for us and put it in their big package and make us pay that. Meanwhile, all the small business people are now working for big box thing, right? And so they don't have an identity anymore. They're all working for this. There's no identity anymore, and that's what we built this city on, right? We've all built cities on small business, and the mom and pop stores, everyone, everywhere, every city in the world, every town in the world. So I want to put a kibosh to that. I want small business to win. Like, I want small business to be organized and set up with all the smart people out there, all of our business people. You got money, you don't have money, you have brains, you got laid off, you don't know what to do, you're selling your properties, whatever you're doing, let's work together at this. Let's get everybody working, and let's organize cities all over the world. Let's have small business win over the big box, and I think we can do it. But it's a cohesive thing we need to look at. It's not all about me anymore. So I've learned about these goals, and I learned that they're UN Sustainable Development Goals. How cool is that? I'm just sitting here in Calgary, UN Sustainable Goals. So I didn't even know about that. So number 8, decent work and economic growth. So yes, right? I feel that's what I was called to do. And I'm excited about that, and it's a lot of hard work. Put in a lot of hours. I'm kind of tired now, but I'm not that tired. I'm so energized by this. So goal number 11: sustainable cities and communities. So everything I've talked about: quadrant basing, you live where you work, everybody wins, everyone's going to make money, everyone will have a job. Everyone needs something. This is only property services. This can be in the automotive industry. We can be hiring people, and you could be working where you live, and you could work in automotive, like my son. It's not just what I'm doing, but I'm starting with outdoor property services. It gives a safe place for people who are exiting these marginalized things that they've been under for so many years, where they can work and do something repeatable, simple. They wear a uniform. The customers know that we have a strong base and we have someone supervising, so that's happening. And they also know that we're doing, like, we'll be advertising that this is what we're doing. So when someone comes to your house to mow the lawn or pick up the poop from your dog or whatever it is, these people are really happy to have a job. There's some Canadians who would never do that in a million years, and that's okay. Well, those Canadians can be the leaders and the builders and the architects. There's something for everyone, and that's how we want to organize the cities and create these beautiful, sustainable communities. Well, what's next? It's time to network. It's time to finish our season and be there for our customers. In order to get a hold of me, you can reach me through our website at chinookgardener.com. So you can get into info there and see if you want to set up a meeting with me at some point in time and talk more. Maybe there's a group of us who want to meet together all at once. I'm a pretty busy gal, so I might try to get a group meeting, and you can come to our Our shop is just east of Chinook Centre, so it's very centralized, and I can show you around. We are going into fall, so we've got a lot of things going on for fall. We've got landscape construction going on still booking for that. We've got our outdoor pots and containers, so we do a 4-season display. And the one thing that we're building on now is we're doing our fall inserts. So we have 4 seasons that come and go. We seamlessly put a pot in, take one out for each season. Fall is coming up, so if you want to get in on that, that's what we're doing. We're gearing up for snow removal, and we're doing that through a small consortium of our trusted contractors. I haven't done it much myself, so anything I haven't done, I look to my contractors, the people I know. They know what they're doing. They have the staff. They have the equipment. We don't have to have it all right here. We have a whole amazing amount of people and contractors who can help everyone. And so as we build those people, as they perhaps come and work with Chinook Gardener as coaches and teachers, we can build that level where we can be employing those people that I talked about. I just have to say I'm just so blessed and grateful for what's come over me. I didn't know that this was inside of me, and I just think everybody needs to have pride, and everybody needs to know that they're loved and cared for. So I've been that guy. Like, I've been that guy in so many ways. There's single parents, there's people who have disabilities and they just feel marginalized. Everybody's felt marginalized. I felt marginalized. I'm sure you have too, Audie. I mean, everybody has felt marginalized. So we're all that guy. So, let's band together and help heal each other.